how's it going? Doing a bit of maintenance to the aquaponics setup today. We've had a bit of a nitrite spike over the last couple of weeks. Originally I thought it was happening in a little constant flow bed that turned out to be a great little solids filter. I gave it a good clean out with a little air spear, and yeah, I decided just to pull that one offline because I was going to redesign it anyway. We've continued to get elevated nitrite levels, so I have a feeling that the culprit for this problem is the large grow bed over the sump tank. That grow bed's been in place now for nearly 18 months, if not 18 months, so a year and a half it's been collecting solids, and I'd say they've been accumulating in the little ridges that you get down the bottom of the grow bed. So what you're looking at here is the bottom of the IBC, and you can actually see the cap that sits in the top of the IBC itself when it's standing upright, and that is a low point, and I have a feeling there's going to be a fair bit of solids in there. I won't be digging around to actually see, so it's going to be hard for me to tell, but I'd say that's been collecting solids. And the other spot that's probably been collecting solids would probably be these side ridges. These side ridges actually sit down lower than the center section, and I have a feeling, especially over on this side over here, the side ridge there will be collecting a lot of solids because that's directly below the inlet from the fish tank up the top there. So I dare say it's going to be rather mucky down the bottom there. So this is the pipe I've got to drain away the waste into the soiled veggie gardens. It's just our little 1-inch reinforced piping, threaded attachment into this elbow. I did have a straight, but I've misplaced it for the time being. Then this 1-inch pipe will just be pushed straight into the plumbing at the end of the standpipe. So we'll put all this together and then we'll get started. So now that pipe's all hooked up, what I'll be doing is flooding the bed. Now to do that, what I have to do is elongate that standpipe down there, just so the water level will come up just above the clay balls there. And once that's happened, I'm going to turn that off, and the water from the fish tank won't be going back into here until the bed's all nice and clean. That's what the backup water will be used for, to try and flush out those solids. So I suppose I better get the air all connected up, and we'll get the line over here and we'll get started. I'll just bring you in and show you this water and the quality of it. It's fairly clear, as you can see. Now I'm just going to use my hands to stir up underneath the inlet pipe. As you can see, there's a lot of solids trapped down there. So what I'm going to be doing, I don't want to use my hands too much, so I don't want to disturb the roots of the other plants in there. So it's pretty much all just a matter of using this spear now, just to stick it right down in there and let it aerate. I'm using the full 3,500 litres an hour with this, and I've got the fish tank hooked up to the backup pump at the moment. So I'm going to be using this right down the bottom to try and dislodge as much of that gunk as I can. So now the fun begins. This bit isn't exactly going to be riveting viewing, so I might just get to this and I'll bring you back when I've done a little bit. Right, so I've just been doing this. I've done it over the whole bed. As you can see, the water's nice and mucky. And I'll just take you down and I'll show you. I'll just leave this in there, I think, down this side, and that's the dirtiest side. I'll just take you down and show you what the water looks like coming out of the actual pipe itself. My beautiful assistant would like to pull the plug. Slowly coming down, I can hear it. Pretty clean to begin with. And now it's starting to get a bit of muck to it. Not as bad as I thought it would be, nowhere near as bad as a little constant flow bed. But still a fair amount of muck in there, so I'm just going to use this water just to fill up a few of the different beds around here. So this is our second go around, and as you can see, the water's still pretty tragic. There's a lot of old roots down there, a lot of muck still. So what I thought I'd do is, Bianca actually suggested this, is I will turn the water back on from the top-up tank. I'll leave the bubbler down here where it's at its worst, and then I'll turn the pump on, pull the standpipe from over there, and hopefully the fresh water will help flush the water through the bed. I'm just going to go around first before I do that and give the spear a quick jab all around the bed, just to hopefully loosen up some more bits and pieces. So we'll see how this goes, hey? I think that's well and truly ready for another emptying now. It's not exactly a pleasant odour, so I'll go pull the standpipes and get everything ready. turn the pump on. So that pump's now flowing over in there, can't really see it. And I'll pull this standpipe. As you can see, that water's pretty mucky down in there, so the theory is if that water's coming through there all nice and clean, over in this corner here, if it keeps pumping out, it should wash the actual crud away down the outpipe. So that's the theory that we are working on. We'll see how we go. As you can see, it is looking pretty clear over there at the moment. Oh yeah, well I thought I'd try something else, just to get this stuff moving. I thought what I'd do is put the air pipe onto the actual water pipe and try and use that to stir up the muck a little bit more effectively. I just figured that the air down the bottom there is going to help move this stuff around a lot easier. I've flooded the bed about 4 or 5 times now, and I've just pulled the standpipe out for the last time. You can actually see through it. I don't think it's coming up on the camera, but you can actually see the pipe work down the bottom now. So it is clearing up a bit. What I'm going to do now is the next fill, I'm going to put the standpipe in, put the bell siphon on it, and I'll run a couple of loads of water through just to see if I can clean some of that finer muck out of it. So this water at the moment is all going into the large wicking bed up. Oh, actually no, I've filled that one and that one. It's actually going into the next one down. So the water's not going to waste at all. It's definitely being used. And the last couple of loads I might put through this galangal bed here. So all fun and games. So this is why I thought I'd use the bell siphon. As you can see, the water's draining very quickly from the top of this bed. If I just was to pull the standpipe and let the water go down the hole normally, it would take a lot longer. And I figure with the bell siphon, it creates such a suction, such a siphon, that it's going to draw a lot more of the solids out. So that's pretty much why I've been using the bell siphon in here. So there we go, she's back online. And the siphon's just finishing off down here. And as you can see, it doesn't appear to have messed up the water much whatsoever. So that's pretty much all it in a nutshell, I suppose, how to clean out a grow bed. Well, it's been about 2 weeks since I cleaned the bed out, and we've had a bit of a fluctuation in the nitrite and ammonia level since then. It's all settled down, so I've pretty much all saved till now to finish off, just to show you the levels. I'll show you that in a tick. I also used a few different methods to try and clean the bed out, and I just thought I'd let you know I actually think using the bell siphon to create that extra drag and drain, the force behind the water to be sucked out of the grow bed, is the best way to get those solids moving. I think in the future when I do it, I will definitely leave the bell siphons in. Using the air spear all the way around the bed is also great for mobilising the solids and getting them moving so they can be sucked out, but definitely the siphon. Just letting it fall through the standpipe just didn't seem to do the job as well. So I just thought I'd give you that little tip. I showed you the other methods just because, you know, it's always an evolution of ideas with these sort of things. You don't just come up with the perfect method of doing something straight off the bat. So I'll show you the levels anyway right now. The first week after I cleaned the bed out, I was getting swings still in the nitrite and ammonia. Both of them were going anywhere up to 0.5 parts per million. There was no rhyme or reason to it. One would be up, one would be down, and it took about 5 to 7 days for it to sort of settle down to where it is now. I've let it go another week just to see how it goes. Kept the feed up to the fish the whole time. The water was also salted, so we have here nitrite. Pretty much will trace as far as I'm concerned. Oh, it's between 0 and 0.25, you'll always have it in the system. And the ammonia is sitting between 0.25, I would say, and 0.5. And it's been constant there for over a week now. So, as far as I'm concerned, the cleaning of the bed has stabilised things a fair bit, and I'm more than happy with the way the nutrients are going at the moment. The pH for all this was around about 6.6 to 7, fluctuating up and down a little bit, so that may have had some sort of influence on the bacteria as well. I don't think it would have been a lot though. So that's pretty much all it, I suppose. I hope this clip's helped some people out there get some sort of idea on how to clean out the beds. I think with the IBCs and those ridges down the bottom, it is something you need to do from time to time. Maybe not so much with a flat bottom grow bed, but hey, I'm still learning. Any comments, questions, suggestions, any suggestions on how to make this easier? I know I'm no expert and this isn't the definitive how to clean out a grow bed clip, so pop them in the comment section below. Any other questions, comments, suggestions, drop them down there as well. And I hope you all have a great one. Take it easy. Catch ya.